Oh, I often get this question that have I always been a wealth coach, but the answer is no. I've been a finance broker for many years and financial advisor, but I always knew I've got that teaching passion in me. So that's why I always knew that I'm a wealth coach, I'm an educator, and I love doing that, and I've done it for many years. And only recently, the last 2 years, that I found out that yes, I have to go out there and tell people that I'm a wealth coach and how they can get benefit through my wealth coaching. I've got clients since '99. I've seen many people. I've seen solicitors with $90,000 income in '99 with no savings at all. And at the same time, I've seen people with a very modest income and having a couple of properties and have a good savings. So that always made me think that why these people who they've got a very modest income, they manage to accumulate wealth, but the person who's got a very nice income, great degree, they can't even save money as a deposit. So that made me to go and study more into psychology of money and how this is related to people and their wealth creation or wealth journey. And this is how I knew that, okay, wealth coaching is the answer to that. Well, definitely my wealth journey hasn't been very easy, which people like to think it's a fairy tale, but it is not. Well, as you all can hear me, so I've got an accent, so which shows that I'm a non-English speaker. I came to Australia 24 years ago in '96, and when I came here, that time I was 25 years old, so you can do the maths and find out how old I am. But yeah, when I came here, that time I couldn't even speak English, and I already had a bachelor degree in pure maths, but because I always wanted to study, so I decided to go to uni and do the study, and I had to even work very hard to pay for my education because I didn't have any support from family. I'm from a very average family, so I had to do everything by myself. And I remember the days that I had to study, having a dictionary next to me and having the book there and try to find out what it says and then try to solve the problem. So it's just because that's the way that I wanted to do it. So I knew what's my goal and to get there. So yeah, this is how I managed to overcome that problem. And of course through there, so this is how I built up my wealth, and which to me is more about education and my mindset. I remember first day when I was in uni, so one of my lecturers, when he was asking everyone that, okay, where is everybody coming from, or what's their background, or which university they did their undergraduate degree. And when I mentioned that, yeah, he made an interesting comment, and he said, oh, do you even have university in your country? So that really made me feel that, oh wow, so it's so many people who are even highly educated, they can be so ignorant. And that's why I thought, well, I can either, fight it and say that, no, you're wrong, and, storm out of the classroom, or I can just show him that, no, what am I made of? And just by doing the hard work and the studying. Yeah, I had to, my journey is interesting and funny at the same time. I used to even go to library when I came to Australia in '96, because it took me about a couple of years to get my permanent residency, so I wasn't allowed to enroll in any classes. So I had to go to library and collect those English cassettes and books, and I used to listen to them whole night. So for 2 years, that was my lifestyle. So yeah, and I incorporated that, said that this is something that I really wanted. So there is no other options. So once we have in our mind that failure is not an option, what we want to reach, that there is no other alternative, I believe everybody can do that too. My philosophy is, even though people always say don't burn the bridge behind you, but The way I do it in life is actually I make sure the bridge is ruined. You know, there is no way to go back and build it again. So then I leave no option for myself that I have to go and succeed. And it may take time, so that's why some people think that it's an overnight success, but truly it's not. If you ever heard of some people saying, oh, you know, they suddenly got that epiphany and the next day everything changed, believe me, it's not true. I wish it was true for everyone. I'm not commenting on them that they are saying something, you know, wrong, but it doesn't happen in daily life. And I used to go to these seminars and listen to these people, and I try to even buy those products and do it. And then I said, why I'm not getting the success that they're talking about? And for a while even I used to think that maybe I'm not so smart. That's why I'm not getting it. But the reality is there is no shortcut to success. I believe that everybody who's got a product out there, I'm sure with a good faith, they try to come to market, to public, and say that this product work for me, so I'm sure it's going to work for you. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to find out if we resonate with that person. That's the, you know, my bottom line, that if you like someone, if you trust that person, then go and buy their product and like it. Because if there is no chemistry even between the mentor and mentee, things are not going to work out. Again, coming from a very average family, I knew that we have to hold on to whatever savings you have. So life is always a good place to teach us a few lessons. But having said that, there are so many people that they keep that in their mind, and forever they will live in fear. And they just, because they don't want to lose even a little that they have, they don't want to risk anything. But if you add element of, you know, risk and a bit of a spice of your own personality into it, you can achieve, you know, impossible. I can write a book about my roadblocks. And that's what I always tell my clients, that look, even for people who are successful, don't think for a second that's it, their life is easy for them now once they reach to that level. It doesn't matter whether it's about money or recognition or any other success that you think they have. Actually, successful people, they have more fears, more roadblocks, more doubts, but in spite of those ones, they are just keep going. That's what makes them separate from other people. I think the reason that I can claim that I'm a wealth coach is not because, yes, I made a millionaire, so yeah, now I'm a wealth coach. It's just because I made more mistakes than anybody could even imagine making attempt in their life. That's what made me, you know, this person now, and gave me the edge to work on my wealth coaching. Everybody needs a mentor. As the same as like we say, every kid needs to have a parent or guardian, somebody to hold your hand, teach you life lessons. Mentor to me is as important as your parents and guardian. If we go through life without mentor, we just keep listening to a bit of YouTube here, news there, and trying to just, you know, cut the noise and find out what's the best way to go through life. That's a very, very hard work, and not everybody can, you know, come up with a proper plan and be happy, because at the end of the day, everything we do, whether it's a, you know, when it's got a financial goals or number, monetary number in there, so we all talk about happiness, because if you want to have that $100,000, it's just because you can, you know, perhaps take your family to the holiday you wanted. At the end of the day, is what you want to buy with that money. Otherwise, money by itself is not going to make you happy. So, because the ultimate goal for everyone is that happiness or that lifestyle they want. So that's why we need to have a mentor, because sometimes we get sidetracked. So we go do things that we think is going to take us to the next level, but actually we are wasting our time. So that's why mentor just plays a big role in anybody's success. Part of this mentorship, I'm creating this YouTube channel or show that because I like to share with everyone how they can easily find ways that resonate with them, and build the wealth that they want and experience the financial freedom for themselves. And the core basic of this show is about money mindset. Because to me, no matter what we do in life, it's all about our attitude. And that mindset that just going to make us feel broke or being wealthy. We have people who have lots of money, and we all know somebody that are multimillionaire, but they are not happy. And at the same time, we can see people who don't have much money, but they are very happy people. So that's the difference. And if the end goal is to be happy, so I think we all got it backwards. We try to think that if we have money, we're going to be happy. But if we are happy, the money is inevitable. That's going to come easily. Yes, I wanted to share with everyone that this course even is available for everybody who's watching it to go online and do it. So, and it's called Financial Freedom Formula. I know this being a mathematical person or somebody who always was a big fan of math, so I like to put everything into formula. To me, everything has got a recipe. So again, without that, you need to know any prerequisite that you need to have your certificate for or high school degree or anything. Everybody can do that course, because in this course it's been designed a way that address every area of somebody's journey for wealth creation. We talk about the mindset, how we can go for the, being a resourceful versus that say that, okay, I'm sitting there saying, no, I don't have enough connection, I don't have enough money to get to where I want to get. We address those areas. We even address to, obviously, the whole season of the show or the program is about the formula, the actual formula of financial freedom. And there is a formula, I promise you. It's not just a teaser to get you watch it. There is a formula, and to find out that. And also then we will talk about the goal settings in there, how to do financial goal setting. And it's not just about the usual way of a smart start goal setting. Even though they are great topics, they are the great way of how to start the goal setting. But unfortunately, that's a bit outdated. That's for 90s. So in this era, we need a bit different way of approaching financial goal setting. And then some of the stuff from my book, which is on Amazon, how to make money when there is no money to save, or how to save money when there is no money to save. So we use those little tips and nuggets from the book to address this for everyone. So yeah, everybody can become financially free, or at least start the journey knowing that doesn't matter where you are, how old you are, it's never too early or never too late to start that. Sure. Money mindset is just a basic foundation. The next level that I'm trying to address in my shows or in my coaching programs is about the actual even products or the financial jargon. Because I've found that so many people, they try to avoid to fix their financial problems or even go see a trusted advisor because they are afraid of the jargons. And they are too proud to admit it, that they don't know what they mean and they don't want to ask the question. They're just sitting there and nodding their head. But I know at the back of their mind is, I don't know what time this session is going to get over, because they don't understand the word. And this is a reality. And because of that, well, that's why I try to use my weakness, which was my accent, bringing it to my coaching. And this is why I can promise you there is no jargon whatsoever in my coaching. Yeah, because this is how I had to learn for myself. I had to translate those jargon words to something to layman language to say, oh, okay, this is what it means. And this is how I learned. So, and this is how when I teach my clients or other people, and when I explain to them, they say, oh, this is what my accountant was talking about. I said, yes. So that's why money mindset is the first thing, to be open that there is possibility to change. And then the next level is, okay, how to? And that's where the skills and the products and tools comes in handy. once somebody gets control of their finance, that financial empowerment, it's a great feeling because, well, that's one of my actually slogan. I say that the only way to especially give freedom to women and or eliminate any domestic violence is to give women financial independence or financial freedom. So that to experience it, that you are in control of your own money, that's the time that you decide what is the best for yourself. Then you don't have to do things because you need the money. You are not stuck with a job that you hate to go. And obviously you are not stuck in a relationship that you don't want to be. So that gives you a complete different power to work with. Again, to me, to reach to financial empowerment and financial freedom, and people think once I get there, then I'm going to go do things that I want to do. And that's where I say that's completely the other way around. We need to find our passion first. Once you know your passion, the money comes in. I'm just going to tell you, my story. 4 years ago, when I moved to another city, so I came to Perth from Melbourne, that was a time that I was actually thinking of quitting being a finance broker, because I thought, yeah, that's the time for me. I already built a very successful business. Now I have to go to another city following my husband. So yeah, that's the time maybe for me to go and do my PhD. So I'll study and do something else in my life. And believe me, for about 6 months, I was in complete mess because I didn't know which way to go. And that was the time I did some research, find a mentor, did a few courses, and I tried to find my passion. And I found a bit of here and there, and just try to massage it and feel how I resonate with that idea. And this is how I find my passion, and this is how this wealth coaching started. My latest win, that's a very humbling experience. I've been a finalist as a community champion in the area of finance education for the last 3 years. And that definitely shows I don't give up. I always think that, okay, I've got this opportunity. I came to this beautiful country and got the opportunity to study, work hard, and get to the level I am. I always thought this is time for me to pay it forward, and I have to do something for the community. So something that started for me just as a way to pay forward to community. That was in 2011 when I started my first community workshop to give people financial education. And that time, even this category of award wasn't even recognized in my industry. Because in finance industry, it usually is about how many clients you had, how much money you made, and all those sort of things. But I'm so glad and honored that now even my category or my industry is now these days recognizing the community work as a valuable things for everyone. So yeah, I've been a finalist in that for the work that I've done, and I'm so happy that it's not just for the people who are in the city where I live. My education, that what I've done is online for everybody in the world. So that's why my contribution is to the global community, so which I'm very honored and proud of it. I've got this client in 2006. This guy, he's a doctor, medical doctor, who is a non-resident, came to Australia, trying to do his study and become a full licensed doctor, and with his wife and his son. And he came to me because bank didn't give him money to buy his home, and I helped him with the financing that property. And during that conversation, so I asked him about, okay, how much he knows about other property investment or shares or other areas, and what's his plan, or has he ever thought about one day having his own business, his own clinic. And he just thought this is not possible because he's a newcomer, so there is no way for him to get to that level. And I'm very happy to share with you that now he's got his third surgery. So, and apart from that, he's got of course, a holiday home in a ski resort because he loves skiing. And apart from other 4 or 5 property, residential and commercial that he has, but he's got 3 clinics. So this is the possibility that when you work with someone who is on your side, who is your mentor, it's not just an advisor, somebody who crunches the numbers, somebody who gives you aspiration, motivate you, show you there are other ways that you can, get there. So guide you. It's just having a GPS, having in your car. Just tell you that's the next destination. Or obviously everybody can just pull up, we all used to have those books, horrible maps in the car. Pull up or ask, somebody in a station to say, okay, where is the next stop? But if you go through life and ask people just like that, even though they must have a very good, interest for you to advise you, but unfortunately not every time those advice are, useful. So, but comparing it to when you get that advice from somebody who's been down that path, who knows how to go to next level, nice and easy. So that's the difference. And I'm so happy that when I see my client's success, it's just as if I've got that money. And when I receive the card with a note that thank you for that, to me these are my treasure box. My personal advice to people who are watching this show around wealth creation or becoming wealthy is, wealth, there is no number you can put there. If you've got in your mind, yes, if I have 100,000, I'm going to be wealthy, or I have $100 million to become wealthy. So there is no number there. That's why you need to work on your mindset. And to reach to that level, you need to know your journey. And wealth creation is not just about having money. That's the actual topic that I discussed in my financial planning course, DIY, do your own financial plan. And that's about this, that wealth creation is, at the same time, you need to look at that, how you protect your money. Because building so much money and then give it all to taxman, or you get sued easily, what's the point of making those money? So you need to look at other things at the same time. That's something that people forget to do it. And the last thing is, whatever you think is your worth, always, always add the tax there. People forget to add the tax in there, and they say, if I'll have 100,000, my problem is solved. So probably you need $140,000 because you need to give that much money to taxman.